Sonic the Hedgehog. Undoubtedly one of the coolest cats to ever come out of the 90s. See what I did there? When this guy was in prime 2D hold right to win mode, he was unstoppable. I still have memories of staying up till 5 AM binge playing through Sonic's 1, 2, and 3 on Sonic Mega Collection and not regretting a single minute of it. And keep in mind, I did this back in 2019. That's the kind of lasting appeal 2D Sonic has on me. Sonic 2 in specific was literally one of the first games I ever played, and because of that, I'll probably never be able to let go of this cute little sprite. Isn't he adorable? But there is one game in particular within the 2D Sonic library that astonishes me with its uniqueness. It stands alone on its own private island, separate from the rest of the mainline games like some sort of outcast. Nobody really gives it the same appreciation or respect that Sonic's 1, 2, and 3 receive on a yearly basis. Nobody really speaks of it as a truly classic title like they would the other games. It lives as the problem child of the 2D series of games, and yet it stands proudly as such. Have you figured out which game I'm referring to yet? It really is kind of hilarious what an oddball this game is compared to its 2D counterparts. What, with it having an actual story, one that's unique and engaging, centered around Sonic needing to travel across time just to save this planet he's on, or with this badass opening cutscene that probably better encapsulates everything classic Sonic stood for in just 90 seconds than Sonic's 1, 2, and 3 could across 3 entire games. And then you have the stages themselves, not only acting as vessels for the player to get from point A to point B, but as storytelling devices that showcase the struggle between nature and machine, which weaves itself through the whole game. Do stages from Sonic 2 show this kind of depth? What about Sonic 3? I'll wait. Those games may have the edge in terms of sheer raw gameplay, but they could never tell a whole story quite like this one. Sonic CD is most definitely the outcast of the group when it comes to 2D Sonic, but not in a necessarily negative way. It simply strives for something more than the same old status quo that is spin dashing through loads of loop-de-loops and chasing Eggman. It knows that there's more out there beyond the spectacle of speed. But here's where the problem starts to take shape. Did Sega simply get too cute too soon with Sonic CD? Did they push the boundaries of what Sonic could be with this game before the people were ready to accept it? When you think about a classic 2D Sonic game, what's the first idea that springs to your mind? Speed. And that right there is the kicker, friends. Because Sonic CD is chock full of, well, not that. And speaking historically here, that simply does not pass the vibe check. When classic Sonic etched his name in the annals of history with the speed and momentum-focused Sonic 2 for Sega Genesis, it became a stone-cold fact of life that the formula for a good Sonic game required excessive amounts of speed and really not much else. So when Sonic CD came out and completely spat in the face of that with its exploration-based time travel mechanic and vertically designed stages that relied excessively on momentum-stopping barriers, springs, and enemies, people generally did not respond well to such a drastic change. And hey, you really can't blame them. Change is hard, especially when that very change flies in the face of what made the classic Sonic so classic. Sonic has always been about one thing: you gotta go fast. But now suddenly he isn't doing that. So what am I supposed to make of that garbage, right? The fact is, Sonic CD does not want you to go fast, and it will punish you if you attempt to do so. Want to gain momentum by running down this long straightaway path so you can blaze through to the next area? Say hi to a robot crab for me. Or what about when the game doesn't punish you for going fast, but instead just stops everything? There's just so many random blockades getting thrown in your path that they almost feel accidental in being there. It's as if they were added to the game by mistake, but the developers just forgot to take them out. It all just feels so random from a stage design perspective. It doesn't always feel like there's any structure to anything here. It's just a series of paths that take you in whatever direction they feel like. even if it's the completely wrong direction of the goalpost. And sometimes along these paths, a random object will halt your momentum for no discernible reason, or a spring will just decide to launch you up to a completely new corner of the map that you didn't even know was there. I encourage anybody to just try running through these stages without any clear goal or direction in mind, and just let the stages take you wherever they decide to take you. I myself did this before, and for a solid 10 minutes I was convinced I was playing Super Mario Maker. I mean, just look at Collision Chaos for a few seconds. You see the absurd amount of springs that appear on screen in such a short span of time? That's Sonic CD's level design in a nutshell. And hey, if you really wanted to, you could easily crush this game's levels in 30 minutes if you play with the traditional gotta go fast mentality and speed through each of these levels. But if you are actually seeking to get the most out of what the game has to offer, then you will likely find yourself playing around with the fabled time travel mechanic. You have to gain enough speed and keep that speed going for a period of time so that you can travel to the past and destroy these holograms and robot generators. But it's a little hard to do that when these stages simply won't let you keep any amount of momentum. You may or may not find yourself bouncing aimlessly around the level in search of a path that could give you even a slight chance at keeping your momentum going for just a few seconds. Well, good luck with that one. You'll especially need it in Wacky Workbench, where the entire level is basically just tiny platforms and no straight paths whatsoever. I suppose, to be fair though, there are a few sections in each stage where the game basically just gives you a free pass to time travel, so I'll give them that one. But there really should have been more sections like this than there actually are. You want to make your game's core gimmick more accessible to players? Maybe don't make it such a chore to get the ball rolling with it. Like, seriously, you guys, my head is gonna explode if I ever have to spend another 5 minutes trying to travel to the past in a place like Tidal Tempest. Okay. Should I get on to the good stuff now? I don't want this whole thing to turn into a giant rant video. There really is a lot of good stuff here. I think the word aged gets thrown around a lot these days, and I think Sonic CD falls comfortably into that category in some respects. It's an old game, and with old games come questionable gameplay choices. But you know what? Sonics 1, 2, and 3 suffer from the age card as well. So I'm not gonna sit here and diss this game over and over for that, and also for simply not being the fourth popular title in the series that everybody loves. But here's what I do love about this game. Its desire to be different. I mean, we already have 3 classic speed-style Sonic games floating around in the ether, so why not slow things down and see what else our little blue friend can do? Sonic is always looking to move forward, to drive ahead, and to see what lies ahead of him. But many times in life, when you spend all your time looking at what's ahead of you, you forget to stop and appreciate what's already around you. So you know why Sonic CD hates speed so much? Well, I think you can see where I'm going with this. Sonic CD adds dimension to Sonic the Hedgehog. It adds layers to what he is and what he's about. He's no longer just a fast hedgehog. He's a regular hedgehog too, who also likes to explore. There's just so much to see and hear around you, after all. I mean, just look at all these levels. They're so psychedelic in nature, and I just love that I can get lost in them all at my own leisure. And that's just not a feeling that I have the luxury of feeling often in a Sonic game. I can just go at my own pace, jump on whatever path I want, and explore. The part of the time travel mechanic I appreciate the most is finding the hologram and robot generators for this very reason. Seeking out these 2 things facilitates the exploration process, because it gives me an endgame to be on the lookout for, so I don't feel too directionless in the end. It forces me to get creative in which paths I take within each stage, which in effect leads me to discovering new areas or secrets. And actually finding these things is, quite frankly, one of the most satisfying experiences of my life. I get a surprising sense of accomplishment out of it. Not just from finding them, but from the implications in it all. You destroy a robot generator, and that in turn wipes out every single robot on the map. That is a pretty big deal. And the reward you get is traveling to the future and finding that nature and technology have blended together in this perfect harmony of love and peace, all because of your selfless actions. And each of these dimensions, past, present, and future, all offer a unique version of the world to explore. A unique perspective, rather. You get the chance to see what an apocalyptic future or a primitive past might look like. And each timeline is complete with its own unique spin on the stage's main theme. That's so many classic tracks for me to vibe to while I glide through these spectacular worlds. They're just so magical, man. I feel entranced by what I'm seeing and hearing here. Quartz Quadrant's present theme in particular comes to mind. I have fond memories in my life that I associate this song to, as it reminds me of that feeling of freedom that I so desperately crave. A feeling that Sonic CD's unstructured stages never fail to provide for me. So, have I convinced you yet? I know that for much of the positive aspects of the game that I've mentioned, I've gotten a bit abstract with it. Just do me this one favor. The next time you play this game, don't go into it expecting gimmicky roller coaster rides with cookie-cutter level themes that you might find in, say, Sonic 3. Understand that Sonic CD does not exist to further feed Sonic's need for adventure. It exists to slow him down and reminds him about the importance of the here and now. Sometimes stopping to smell the flowers can lead to some life-changing discoveries. Sonic CD is a lot like a painting that resists initial interpretation, but you discover more about it the longer you stare at it. It won't instantly gratify you with cheap spectacle or high-level speeds, but it will meticulously reel you in with its multidimensional gameplay gimmicks and expertly designed level environments, provided that you, the player, so choose to give it a chance to. Take your time with this game. Explore the past, present, and future of every level, including both the good and bad futures. Stop and appreciate the fact that you have a total of 28 unique environments to explore here. There will always be time for more speedy Sonic later on, but Sonic CD ultimately stands out in its ability to be not that, and still wind up being a fantastic Sonic game. And that is why I truly believe Sonic CD deserves better.